Welcome, welcome, welcome to our third winter reception and annual report launch. Your support has helped us through another successful year. And this year is a bit different without all the good food and drinks, but we have been making a lot of lemonade out of lemons around here. And we have served about 2/3 of our normal crowd. Each year, 10 naturalist interns start training with us in June and stay all the way through May. In 2020, we started the Naturalist Fellowship Program, which provides a new opportunity within the current internship program. First Source Bank and Caramita Inc. became our charter fellowships, and because of them, we have the very gifted Nathaniel Bebot and Kayla Gruen with us through May this year. They have been incredible assets and help immensely with their great talents, ideas, creativity, and leadership. All year long, our community education programs have been very well attended, and especially after moving online. We've reached audiences much further than ever before, and we have more informative and inspiring workshops coming up. So please register on our website. Although in-person camp was canceled last summer, Aaron Crofton, Jamie Golba, Anthony Escobedo, and the rest of our staff decided to make summer camps in a box, loaded with a full week's worth of activities to get kids outside, exploring the world around them. Nat kits were bird and bug themed. Campers received tote bags loaded with tools for outdoor discovery, plus video challenges, experiments, and fun activities to do online with their trail group leaders. Our outreach educators, Alicia Zick and Kanan Guti, worked closely with teachers to complete their spring program experiences with dedicated classroom websites, short video lessons, live and pre-recorded, virtual conversations on lesson topics like Zoom with a naturalist, as well as short assignments and quizzes with integrated reporting for teachers. We had a pretty banner year until mid-March when our incredibly flexible and resilient staff added new virtual programming and distance learning center activities so kids could learn about plants and animals in their neighborhoods, explore the natural world through art, and discover how to make a difference for the planet through science and engineering. The residential education team created video series, The Search for Sasquatch, Nature in Your Neighborhood, Artisan Nature, and Fresh Foods Fridays, as well as activity pages. Our annual fundraiser, A Dunes Affair, was a week-long online event featuring 8 online videos, and board members hosted virtual parties with their gala guests. Thanks to matching contribution challenges from Susan Alaterio and Tom Sorlis, plus the BP America Foundation, support for this important fundraising event exceeded expectations. Thanks to all who participated and gave generously. From our income chart here, you can see just how important each of the pieces are. We really appreciate your support. We want to thank the National Park Service, who seized the open opportunity before them and performed many facility upgrades and needed maintenance to the kitchen, lodge, and cabins that would otherwise be hard to complete. Yesterday morning, I got a call from a father who plans to send his 6-year-old son to camp this summer. His wife had asked him if he would send their son and did it feel safe. He answered yes and called me to say just how happy he was to see the work we've put into safety protocols and to thank us for still being here and continuing these experiences. From myself, our dedicated board of directors, and all of our staff, we say thank you for helping us still be here. For his son, and for all the sons and daughters who will continue to attend Dunes Learning Center programs for years to come. It's been a very different year, but we can still see our positive impact. I'd like Jamie Golba and the staff to show you some of the programs we've been doing. At first, it might look like a night hike. Jamie?
Okay, does everyone see my black screen?
Mhm.
Great, thank you, Geof. Thank you everyone for attending. We are really excited to show you what the residential team has been working on. We were really fortunate to be able to keep on some of our naturalist staff during this time. And because of this, we were able to rejuvenate some of our staple programs to continue to be the premier residential education learning center. So during the early fall, when we knew that we weren't going to have any programs on site, we thought about how could we reach our Frog in the Bog teachers and students. And we really wanted students to be able to experience some aspects of what they would have experienced if they came to Frog in the Bog. And we spent a lot of time thinking about how we could do this. And in our discussions, we talked about how our naturalists often talk about how they wish they could have deeper conversations and make deeper connections with the students who come to camp. But oftentimes we found that they were covering introductory concepts. And so we knew that we didn't want to completely create a new program, but we wanted to be able to use this program now virtually, but also to enhance our Frog in the Bog experience. And we were hoping that it would be easy for teachers to implement. So how did we get there? We spent many hours collaborating at the chalkboard, at our whiteboard, thinking about how we could best hit our goals. We had pizza nights, we had coffee outside, just talking and brainstorming about what would be best. And we decided that we wanted to hit some key standards for our 4th and 5th graders and learn about the ecosystems with them. It was really imperative that we were able to keep some of our staff on during this time. And I am very grateful for their tremendous brain power and creativity. Anthony, our chief naturalist, did a great job leading us in brainstorming sessions throughout this process. Nate, our first source fellow and senior naturalist, was really good at thinking about the program from different angles and different aspects. And then Kayla, our Karamita fellow, she became a tech whiz and was able to navigate the technical side of everything. So enough about how we got there. I am going to turn it over to Nate, but before I do, while we are talking and showing you what we've created, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them into the chat as we go, and then we'll answer those at the end. So Nate, take it away.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jamie. Once again, I'm going to share my screen now. And let's see. Let's see. So it looks like the desktop is not letting me share. Let me try hopping on. Sorry for the technical difficulties of one of the challenges that we faced, especially doing our live challenge, our live program activities. I think I just added. Great.
I allowed him back in. There he is. He's coming. You're muted, Nate.
Hello again. Sorry about that. I just switched to my laptop. So let's do this again. Take 2. So I'm going to share my screen one more time. And this is something that is one of the challenges that we face in this different time doing virtual programming. But can everyone see my screen now? Great. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I truly appreciate it. So with the uncertainty of having school groups on site, the education team took on the challenge of trying to eliminate the barriers between us and the students by creating an immersive virtual program that would introduce students to the sites and areas and ecosystems of the Indiana Dunes by creating and making it an interactive, engaging, minimal effort program. So we wanted to create a pre-visit experience that would both strengthen and serve as a gateway to our current Frog in the Bog programs, and in addition, further connect students to the natural world and especially to the Indiana Dunes. So we did a lot of research and tried to look for virtual platforms that would have the capacity to do this. And after further research, we came to using Google Earth. First of all, because one, it is very accessible. With the click of a link, you can pop up on our map, as you can see on my shared screen, and it is user friendly. This platform also had the necessary functions to create an experience as if you are physically hiking in person through the ecosystems that you would hopefully be hiking in when you come and visit us on site. And this was the result. So with the click of a button, we start here at our beautiful DLC campus, and then we transition into our open beach ecosystem, specifically on the map West Beach. So as you can look around, you're in a first person perspective, capability of doing a whole 360-degree scan, while also being able to observe how other people are enjoying these ecosystems. You are able to zoom in and out to get closer looks. And in addition, clicking arrows to continue hiking along the lakeshore. Now, just having these functions and having this view, doesn't this just make you want to take your shoes off, feel the sand underneath your feet? Doesn't it make you want to look further at the shoreline and see what types of rocks and shells you can collect? So this experience, first of all, makes campers and students feel comfortable with an area that they may not have visited before, which allows for them to be excited and allows for an easier being able to learn more and go past the introductory phase, as Jamie was talking about. So as you can see here too, we have our little boxes of text that kind of provide prompts to encourage more observations, introductory questions. And after you're done exploring the open beach, you can transition and move right to our next ecosystem that we teach our students about, which is the foredune. And you are all of a sudden popped up right near a sand dune at Coles Bog. Now, one of the biggest perks that students will enjoy doing this virtual program is the little effort it takes to hike all the way up the sand dunes, which would probably take a little longer in person, but you, no matter what, you still get the amazing, rewarding view of our beautiful Lake Michigan, in addition to our native plants like our marram grass and the cottonwood that we teach our students. So it won't be the first time when they actually come on site to see these plants, and it allows them to actually learn more about them. And even maybe do more research before coming so they can maybe teach us a thing or two. So these are for all 5 ecosystems spread throughout the park, and it just in general gets students more excited to come and enjoy these authentic outdoor experiences with us. So now that is our pre-visit, and I'm going to give the floor to Anthony, who's going to be talking more about our virtual Frog in the Bog program.
Thanks, Nate. Great. So building on that immersive experience that Nate had for us, we wanted to continue to create that same environment that our programs are known for, that curiosity, that exploration. I mean, that's what really drives our audience to our programs. And we wanted a program that was flexible enough that we could do it now in a virtual time and lead it ourselves, where we're still educating groups of students over a computer. But as we start to transition and phase back into doing in-person programs, something that could exist as a standalone program. And to accomplish this dual task, it wasn't easy by any stretch, but we did like Geof said, and we dug deep into our naturalist toolbox, and we found that collectively we had the skills, we had the resources, and we had, most importantly, the work ethic to make this platform that would meet our expectations, because a lot of the platforms that we found didn't quite meet what we were looking to do for our programs. So of that came this Creature Feature website or program. So Creature Feature is using Google Sites, and what it does is it takes students through an investigative program where they're gathering clues and they're learning about local organisms and ecosystems to find this information. So it starts off on this main page. We included some text reading so that it's accessible, but also students can get the information. And how the storyline begins is that you're hiking along the Indiana Dunes beach and you've discovered this mystery field guide, and you find that it's from the lost creatures of the Indiana Dunes. And as you start to go through the pages, you notice that there's a page missing, and the title is Salamander. And now you've been given this quest. So this quest that you're given is to fill in the missing information for salamander and learn where it fits in the food chain, what 3 adaptations salamander has, and then what ecosystem that salamander lives in. And to do this, you're going to explore each ecosystem and you're going to gather the hidden clues, and each ecosystem has 2 clues to find. So here we have a list of all the different ecosystems. So we're just going to demonstrate one for tonight, but we go through the 5 major ecosystems, or one of the 5 ecosystems of the Indiana Dunes National Park. We're going to stick with the theme of Nate and go with the open beach. And so how the format of each ecosystem is that there's an introductory video which kind of goes over some of the information about an open beach. And then there's a game to play to kind of help drive home those major messages and get that message across to the students. And then there's an exploration portion where they can click on the picture and learn. So we're going to demonstrate one of the pages here. So I'm going to unplug this.
My name is Kayla, and I am a naturalist with the Dunes Learning Center. Welcome to West Beach, which is one of 8 beaches in the Indiana Dunes National Park. These open beach ecosystems can be found along the 15 miles of Lake Michigan shoreline, which is here within the Indiana Dunes National Park.
Ever wonder why there's not many plants or animals at the open beach? Sand and harsh conditions make life really hard. Here's one organism you may see visiting the open beach for food. The ring-billed gull has webbed feet to swim and wings that help it fly long distances. These gulls are omnivores, so they eat both plants and other organisms. They're also very opportunistic, which means if they see food, they will try to go after it. Ring-billed gulls can eat fish, insects and bugs, garbage, and food that is discarded or even unguarded by people who visit the beach. But the open beach by itself cannot support the ring-billed gull because food can be hard to find. Organisms that call this ecosystem home must be adapted to extreme temperatures, bright sun, and high wind conditions. This limits a lot of life.
The mighty duo of wind and water continually shape the open beach ecosystem and characterize this ecosystem by its open stretches of sand and its lack of plant life.
You can see there's a little introductory about the ecosystem itself, what characterizes the ecosystem, and then some of the local organisms that you find. And this is a major standard for the 4th and 5th grade students that we work with. So next is a game that I would like to play with you guys. So this is like, I guess we can skip some of the Zoom etiquette, and feel free to unmute yourself, answer questions, participate, that kind of stuff. So here we have our pictures, and then here we have our definitions. So I'm just going to read the first one out loud. So what helps a ring-billed gull swim in the water? Which picture helps a ring-billed gull swim in water?
Say it loud. Their feet.
Thank you. Their feet.
The feet.
Awesome. So the next one is which helps a ring-billed gull travel long distances?
Oh, shoot.
Their wings.
Thank you. Their wings. Yeah. And then last one is a picture of an omnivore. So which picture is the picture that an omnivore would eat? I see Jeff pointing. Yep, it's the last one with the, I'm not really sure what kind of meat that is, but the meat and asparagus one. And as they complete the puzzle or the prizes, they get a clue. So this one says the salamander does not have webbed feet. And if we keep scrolling down, this last page is a page of the ecosystem. And then it has different clickable points that they can click on and learn some of the information about that ecosystem. So here it talks about the sand at the Indiana Dunes is very porous and that water passes through it very quickly. And then if we click here, we learn that gulls visit the beach. It's hard for a creature to live here. Water is plenty, but reliable food and shelter are hard to find, and that the salamander does not live at the open beach. So when we gather all these clues, we have a document for students to keep track of all their notes, and it's called the Naturalist Notes tab. So when they click the Naturalist Notes tab, this document gives them a place to keep track of all their different clues that they find. And once they completely fill in the notes page, they go down here to submit their findings. That opens up a new page, which they complete this form. And then once they complete this form, I've already done it for us. It takes them to this page that says, congratulations, you found all the missing page. Click submit to see what the salamander looks like. And that takes them to a link that then takes them to our page that has the salamander congratulations page, and it gives some more information about the salamander page and the field page that they found and some more information. Here we have a congratulatory certificate for the students upon their completion. And then we link some more information in case they want to continue to do more programs with us. So our main purpose of doing this was that we wanted to continue to reach our audience during this time, but there's still that need to take these ideas and further build upon them. And that's where Kayla comes in with our post-visit activity.
Thanks, Anthony. I'm going to share my screen now. Everyone see my screen? Awesome. Okay, so this is the post visit, and the goal of the post visit is really just to further our mission even more, with our mission of being to inspire lasting curiosity and stewardship of nature. That doesn't just stop here with the Indiana Dunes National Park. It spreads beyond, and it goes beyond our area into the country and into the world. And so with this post-visit program, we really wanted to further deepen students' understanding and connections between the ecosystems that we have here and ecosystems in our country and the world. And we also wanted to just bring everything full circle from what the students learned in the pre-visit and in creature feature or their normal in-person Frog in the Bog experience. So this could also be used after one of those in-person experiences as well. But to accomplish this goal of this further understanding and this deepening of their knowledge, we once again decided to utilize Google Earth, not only to provide that sandwich or that recollection of the pre-visit, but also to add additional points to the map and to be able to jump across and provide a sense of location and placement in the country. So to tell the stories of these new ecosystems, though, we wanted to create some kind of significance or value with those ecosystems to really deepen their understanding. And so we realized we had resources available to us in the form of naturalist alumni who have gone on to do amazing things in amazing places around the country and the world, and who still support our mission, which really goes to show that we're not only creating stewards of our area, but stewards of the country and the world. So we were able to connect with 5 naturalist alumni in different areas, as you can see on this map. And they each submitted a short video to us of them sharing their current ecosystem with us for us to put into our post-visit program and provide that new and immersive experience for the students. So I'm then going to show you the Google Earth program of our post-visit. Everyone see the post-visit all right? Perfect. Okay, so like the pre-visit, we are here within the Indiana Dunes National Park at West Beach. So this matches extremely well to the pre-visit. But then you hit your next arrow and you fly to a different part of the country. And in this case, for the open beach, we wind up at Port Angeles, Washington. So here, students can make a connection between our freshwater open beach of the Indiana Dunes ecosystems, but then they get to make a comparison and contrast between the saltwater open beach of Washington. So then they can watch this video that our naturalist alumni produced, and then they can also answer questions to help them learn more about the connections between these ecosystems. And we have provided a questionnaire with some different questions to really help them make those connections. So that is our post-visit program, which really just helps to kind of provide that deeper understanding of what ecosystems are and how these ecosystems are paralleled throughout the world, but then also to provide that sense of place and location and to deepen their connection with nature as well. So that concludes the post-visit, but I will turn it back over to Jamie to conclude all of our programs in general.
Thank you, Kayla. So our program, the 3 parts were designed for students to be able to do entirely on their own, or they can do it with their teacher's help, or we can also provide a Zoom virtual 1 hour for that second part, the creature feature that Anthony went over. It was a really fun experience for us to learn how to do, and we all gained some new skills from it. And we're so grateful that we were able to keep on our naturalists, Nate and Kayla and Anthony during this time, and also so thankful for your support and continuing to support Dunes Learning Center and our programs so that we're able to create these kinds of things. Are there any questions?
Sure. So I'll read the questions. First question was, is this program fee-based for educators? So can you tell us about how that works for classrooms?
Yeah, so our 3 parts, we with different grants that we have, we're able to offer it to classrooms at a rate of $150, but we have additional scholarships available so that if teachers need a full scholarship, they can get it for $0, or if they need half.
So like all of our programs, classrooms can apply. So particularly Title I classrooms or students with high free and reduced lunch rates can access our programs for reduced fees. So that's one of the things that we fundraise for. The next question is, how do the individual students access? So Jamie, if you want to talk a little bit about what can be led by our naturalists and what can be individual.
So both of the Google Earth activities can be done on their own. So students can do that, navigate through the whole thing. There's step-by-step directions throughout and how to do those different activities. So they can do that on their own. And then the creature feature that Anthony led, they can do that on their own if they would like to, or we've adapted it to be a live Zoom experience. So we're in the classroom with the students via the computer, and we go through the same standards that we would hit with the self-guided, but we're having student engagement throughout it. So we call on students and they're able to answer the questions or give their opinions and thoughts throughout it. And we've been able to do it with some different classrooms, which has been really fun and valuable.
And good feedback.
And we've gotten really great feedback. Yes, thank you.
So I'll just add that it's similar to our outreach lessons that have been going on for a while. So our outreach team has been teaching lessons to students in a variety of different situations. So sometimes they're on Zoom with a class, and so the camera is pointed at a bunch of kids sitting in a classroom. Sometimes they're on a Zoom and all of the kids are at their different houses. Sometimes it's a mix of both. So whatever the school district is doing, which changes pretty quickly, we're able to adapt to that. So teaching online is not something that we thought we would be doing since we're outdoor experiential educators, but we've had to adapt this year, and so here we go. We're trying it out. So another question is, do you have a head count of how many kids have used your programs this year? That's a good question.
As of today, for outreach, we're reaching approximately 750 kids, but we've had, because there are multiple programs, multiple times that they're in Zooms and things with us, we've had the count today was like 9,100 experiences already with the virtual. And then that's not including Jamie and Anthony and Nate and Kayla's count either. And they've had a few classrooms that they've done their stuff with. So it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so the numbers that we shared at the beginning that Geof shared, those were the from last school year. So that was kind of in line with our fiscal year, since our fiscal year is October through September. So that was last fiscal year where we got just over 10,000. So this year, for this school year, those are the numbers. But we're trying to keep reaching more. It's been a definite change for us, but the repeated experiences is really important. And teachers have told us how much they appreciate having us come in to do the science teaching. It really gives them a break and allows them to focus on other things and lets us shine with the skills that we already have.
And something, Anthony mentioned it, but in case you missed it, on our creature feature, that middle program that we showed you, there is audio option. So students can click play and it reads to them what's on the page, so that if they are blind or if they have a reading disability, it makes it more accessible to them.
Great. Another question is, do you foresee long-term use of virtual education courses?
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll be in a, definitely in a situation for a while, I think, where we're gonna have a mix of virtual programming as well as hopefully in person here soon. But yeah, all of the things we've created are not just to be used for this time. Like, we made sure that we weren't taking the time to make just a Band-Aid. So everything we have, is useful even beyond this difficult time in the pandemic. Everything we've made, we look forward to using as an enhancement for our current programs.
It's important to note, Erin, that you and Jamie and Kim Swift are part of a cohort of 30 organizations that are doing these hybrid learning programs and trying to set up a formula, per se, to reach more kids across the country with these programs. So kids from other places could learn about the Indiana Dunes with our online content, and we would be sharing the same with other parks throughout the country. And we have funding through a grant, and we're part of a cohort for the next year that's going to be exploring these things. And we're fortunate that we had this in motion, and we got to be a part of it. So it was a really good thing.
Any other questions? People are looking curious. What schools have you worked in?
So with the residential team, we've been focusing on the schools that come to us for Frog in the Bog to start off. So we worked with Discovery Charter. I'm trying to set something up with a charter school of the Dunes. One of our schools in Indy that can't make it up here, so St. Louis de Montfort. And we've got a couple of Valparaiso schools lined up as well. And then outreach, they have been working with some different schools in East Chicago. Gary?
Discovery Charter School, the Hobart Elementary Schools, Charter School of the Dunes. I think those are and then we have our social and learning adult group as well. Am I missing one, Geof? I think those are it.
And with our Frog on the Login program, we have just started piloting it. So we haven't advertised it more so than to our specific teachers yet, but we hope to do that soon.
Yeah, the outreach started with the online last spring when this all started, and so then they finished up the year with their websites and stuff, and then this year they started at the beginning of the school year doing science lessons for the different schools that they work with. And so that's been going on as this is being built. We've been working on other virtual programming, and they've made a substantial impact there as well. And Lake Station, I think, is one of the school districts that Alicia is working with.
They haven't done anything yet, but we're trying to get something set up with them.
The cool thing about the outreach program is that it literally hits every science standard per grade level for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. So there are 12 lessons geared, each one geared to a specific science standard. So the teachers can make sure that they can arrange them however they're teaching in the classroom to coincide, which is a pretty cool thing.
So this year, the annual report is fully online. So we'll be providing that link here in just a minute. But there's actually a little video about the outreach lessons and what they've been up to. So they talk about how they're actually teaching physics and relating it to the life sciences, natural science, which is what we do. So be sure to watch that little video in our online annual report. Any other questions?
Sandy Komasinski asked if we collaborate with 4-H. And I think the answer is we have not. We do collaborate with them in a couple different ways. One is Discovery Charter School has a 4-H group that keeps some of their animals at Chelberg Farm and works with the farmers there, and there might be some more in the future. And then we have a 4-H group from South Lake County that comes each year. And they're kind of one of our practice summer camps. We usually get them in before the actual summer camps start. And I don't know if they're coming this year, but we do work some with 4-H, Sandy.
Yeah, I shook my head, but they're not coming for a residential, but we're trying to get them to come for a day program is what we're trying to work with them now on. Ungroup.
So thank you all for coming and joining us this evening. There's a lot less sand in your shoes when you're virtually climbing the dunes. I like the sand in my shoes. A real fast story. My wife, when she went to college in St. Louis, would bring a small vial of sand with her. She was born and raised here. So she'd bring a small vial of sand with her to put a little bit in the bed so she could sleep at night, because she couldn't sleep unless she had sand in her bed. It's true story. So as we said, this is the launch of the annual report, and shortly Heather will put a link in the chat for all of you to click on, but also you'll get an email tomorrow. There's her link, and tomorrow you'll get an email with the link if you don't click on it quick enough before you leave the Zoom. And please look around. We are not printing one this year. It's only going to be online. And so please look at it and let us know what you think. We think it's pretty impressive. And fiscal year 2020 was kind of a crazy year, but we think we've accomplished a lot, and it wouldn't have been possible without all of you. So thank you very, very much from the bottom of our hearts. It's really something to be supported by so many people, and we really, truly appreciate it. So thank you. Yep.